Hey Jordan, we talked about this a little bit in Des Moines, but your plus the plus with you on the court for the two games is just really unbelievable. What do you think about that? I guess how much pride do you take in the fact that when you're on the court, obviously there are other guys there too, but you guys are really outscoring the other team by big margins.
I take a lot of pride in like the small things that help the team win, and I feel like the plus minus is just a reflection of what you do to help the team win. And with me being the guy who's going to dive on the floor for loose balls or guard their best player and get a stop or two, I feel like those things are reflected by that, and that's what's most important to me. Of course, that and winning. So I feel like it's a reflection of kind of like what's most important to me when it comes to competing and winning a game.
I was talking to Anthony, I guess after the game the other day, and he mentioned maybe your role hasn't been exactly what you envisioned. I'm sure when you come in as a McDonald's All-American, wherever you are, whoever you are, you probably think, well, I'm going to score a bunch and do all this stuff I did in high school. It doesn't always work out that way. What were you anticipating, and then maybe how have things evolved to where you're being such a valuable player, even though you're not, scoring 20 points a game or whatever?
Um, coming into college, as McDonald's All American, most people think like the way you just said, I want to go out and score 20 points and get 10 assists and 12 rebounds. But that wasn't really my mentality coming in. To me, coming in, it was just, if if I can help us win like at a high level, like in March, and hopefully have us to be the last game that's playing on television to be the championship, then I'll be able to achieve the things that I want to achieve without having to score 20, without having like come off ball screens the whole game or do stuff like that. But that's it's just my role has just kind of fell into being that glue guy. We have a lot of older guys who are better at scoring and better at reading plays than I am, like Devo and Ricky. They're bred for these type of scenarios. So it's you could say I have the easy job, just picking up what's left, and that's kind of what I've done, and I've been successful with it so far, and so I'm gonna keep doing whatever it takes to win. And if
And
that's it, that's what I'll do.
me and Scotty were talking about this earlier. I guess there was a play where you made Wilson take a shot and it like went over the goal. I was wondering if you remembered that. And how much were you matched up on him, or what all different guys did you cover Saturday?
So before the game, Coach Must told me that my guarding assignment would be all four guards, like everybody on the perimeter, including the four man. So I during that game, I probably got a chance to guard every single person on the roster at some point in the game, for sure. Um, and obviously, I had to read the scouting report and learn their strengths and weaknesses and tendencies that makes him such a good player. And that's what I did. And then whenever I was matched up on him, it was just like playing into the scouting report. And that's what I did and took advantage and played great defense.
Okay, thanks.
Scotty.
Yeah, Jordan, just maybe I don't know how deep y'all have gotten into UConn yet, but maybe first impressions on UConn's perimeter guys and maybe some pieces that you may end up defending.
Yeah, we've been able to cover their team a little bit. We're gonna do even more in a little bit. But for the most part, like everybody knows, they're big man. He's dominant. We're working on containing him along with some of their guards who are high scoring guards. We have to focus on them as well. They're a really good team. They've come this far in the season, so I bet that says too much to how much they've been working and they've been grinding this season. So it's going to be a good game, and we're just excited to be able to compete again.
And I think Ricky maybe struggled a little bit in Nashville at the conference tournament, but played really, really big role for you guys in your two wins last week. Just what maybe impressed you most about the way Ricky bounced back?
It's just what impressed me that was that he did bounce back and he never let his confidence be wavered just because he had a couple of bad games. He played the best of his ability. Obviously, some games do not go as planned, but now that we're in the big lights and we're in the tournament, we're getting deeper and deeper. He's playing better and better. So I feel like that says a lot about his character and about his mentality and the way that he approaches the game.
Hutch. Jordan, I'm curious how does your confidence now compare to maybe at the beginning of the year and maybe in the middle of the year where you were, had a little bit of struggles there in the middle of the season?
I feel like, March brings out the dog in people, and it's bringing out the dog in me, and it's boosted all attributes of my game. I feel like it's made me to be even more of a competitor than I already was, and I feel like for those reasons, it's brought my confidence is skyrocketed to be able to, help my team win in any situation.
And I know you fouled out the other day, but it was after you played like 33, 34 minutes. What's the key to playing now without fouling? Like, what's the key to staying on the floor for you?
It's just a mentality of, keeping in mind the small things that I used to do that fouls. It would be a lot of just ticky tack on ball stuff or even off ball stuff. It would just be small stuff like me putting my hand on somebody once they start driving, just small stuff like that that I had to, get out of my routine and break that habit so that I'll be able to stay on the court longer and help my team longer.
Bob, you got a follow up? Or
Yeah, I do, if that's okay. Jordan, I meant to ask you this the other day and I forgot. I'm getting so old, I forget things. But the play where Ricky hit the free throw, then he missed it with like 20 seconds left, and then he credited you with tipping the ball. I think it went off Wilson, then you tipped the ball to him. And of course, that didn't show up in the box score, tipped ball to teammate for crucial free throws or whatever. But what do you remember about that play? And that just, to me, typifies stuff you do that, are winning plays.
What's crazy about that play was I wasn't even about to like spin off of him and go that way until I talked to Kamani. And Kamani, he's the offensive rebounding expert on our team. So I called after Ricky made the first one. I went over to Kamani and I was like, "Hey, Kamani, like I should X and I come over and you come over." And he was like, "No, no, don't do that. Just spin off of him and the ball will come straight to you." I was like, "Okay, I got you." And so I lined up, I spun off of him. The ball came off the rim perfectly, and with my long arms, I was able to hit it kind of like off the backboard a little bit, so that it hit the backboard and bounced back towards Ricky, and then he ended up catching it and laid it up again, got another foul. So things worked out perfectly. Credit to Kamani Johnson for telling me to spin.
And speaking of Kamani and Devo, the older guys, AB sort of said that you all, the younger guys, obviously you guys played key roles in that win, but he said they kind of let the vets take the game over a little bit there, at least offensively. What'd you think about the way the older guys played, and especially Kamani? Here's a guy who doesn't even play against A&M in Nashville. And he starts the 2 tournament games, and I think in 31 minutes he's got 15 boards, like 11 offensive, something crazy like that. What do you think about how the vets carried y'all the other day, and then especially how Kamani plays when he didn't even play the last tournament game, just the positive attitude he always seems to have?
Yeah, for playing from us, you always got to be ready to step in and help the team. Obviously, guys like Joseph Payne got in the game, Ford got in the game. Like those guys played crucial time. At the ending of the game, I feel like they got to stop to just secure that win, and I feel like that says a lot. I feel like that like goes through with everybody on our team, like even Kamani. Like he could catch a DNP one game. We actually talked about this after the game. He's like, "Man, I just caught a DNP. Now I'm starting, and now I'm playing 30 minutes." I was like, "Bro, Kamani, like you know what it is with Muss. Like anything is possible with Muss." He was like, "Yeah, you're right. You reminded me, and I'm the vet." So it was cool to have that interaction with him. Obviously, they've been there before, so the pressure on them is decreased. So as things got tight, we relied on our vets, and the vets they took over, they did what they were supposed to do, they led the team to victory, and we trusted in them, and we're going to keep doing that for the rest of the season.
Okay, I think I'm good. Thank you.
all right, thanks, Jordan. Appreciate your time.
For sure.
Yep.